let's talk about the new elite specs because, yeah, they are awesome. They are fun, they are strong, they are flashy, they're doing huge numbers, and let's be honest, they will get nerfed. That part is pretty much tradition at this point. But here's the thing, that's not why I want to talk about them today. There's another reason. The new elite specs feel so good. A reason I haven't really seen many people mention, and it deserves way more attention. Before we begin, huge shout out to all of my wonderful supporters who help me keep the lights on. Thank you so much. Alright, so let's start with the obvious. The new elite specs are overperforming a bit right now. By a bit, I mean quite a bit. Early patch hype, big numbers, big output, totally normal. But personally, I don't think the numbers are what makes them fun. Not the only thing at least. I think the real reason they feel so satisfying is this. Their elite attacks are incredibly well designed. Not just good, not just balanced, actually satisfying to press this button. If I had to rate them, honestly, 8 out of the 9 new elite skills are extremely well done. And I want to break down why that matters so much. Let's take a step back for a second and look at the core game. A lot of the core professions have elite skills that, well, they work. They make sense, but they don't give you really that, yes, that was awesome moment. Elementalist is a great example. Mesmer is another. They have useful elites, but not really exciting ones. Nothing that feels like the true ultimate ability. Just having a little bit of CC, having a little bit of healing, nothing crazy. They're often balanced around utility or long cooldown value, but they aren't necessarily fun or rewarding to land. At least in a lot of PvE cases, that is. That's what the new elite specs get right. They don't just give you a button, they give you a moment. Let's talk about one of the best designed examples, Evoker. This elite skill is just beautifully done. If you're healing, it pumps out incredible sustain with the healing auto field. If you're DPS, it's a huge damage spike. In PvP, it gives you CC, damage and healing all at once. If you land that, it's a killing blow and it will save you from death. It does everything and it feels great every time you land it. But here's the important part. If you miss it, you feel it as well. It has a punishing cooldown, and if you miss all of its hits, you might not get the healing and you will definitely not hit all the damage and CC. You lose the value, you lose the momentum, and honestly, you might just die afterward because that impact just didn't happen. That, to me, is brilliant design. High payoff, real consequence. It rewards skillful timing and positioning without feeling unfair. Maybe making the cooldown a bit higher would be a nice balancing option for competitive modes, just mentioning it here, but in general the skill is very, very well designed. Because you can not even retarget it, and it has a very clear attack pattern to dodge. And this isn't just a one-off. This is true for almost all the new elite skills. They each have a clear niche. They offer meaningful impact. They feel thematically tied to the elite spec. And they offer real payoff if you use them correctly. They are strong, but they're also fun. They feel like proper ultimate abilities. And honestly, they even stack up against some of the strongest older elite skills, like Rebound, which is a fan favorite for a reason. But the new ones, they absolutely hold their own. Now, I do have one exception, because earlier I said 8 out of 9 elites are great. So which ones am I not a fan of? For me, it's the Ritualist elite skill. Not because it's terrible, it's not, especially in competitive modes. The nostalgic throwback is cool for people that like that, and the concept is fine, even though a little bit convoluted. But compared to the others, it feels a bit underwhelming. In PvP, you take it, sure, because it's strong, but in PvE, you basically never pick it over any core option. It gets overshadowed way too easily. And I feel like the impact, even in PvP, is more like just a second healing skill. It's not very flashy, it's not very snappy, and it doesn't really give you that impact moment the others have. Maybe that's just the nature of it being a weapon spell, which can't be that interesting, but still, I think it could use a bit more oomph, more impact, more identity. Nothing crazy, just something that makes it feel as meaningful as the rest. But outside of that one, I honestly think ArenaNet did an amazing job. These new elite skills feel unique, they feel powerful, they feel rewarding, and most importantly, they feel like the kind of elite skills that we want to be using in combat. At least I want to. They don't just sit on your bar as the skill you press every few minutes. They actually give you a moment to shine. You are waiting for this specific moment. And look, you can definitely criticize other parts of the new elite specs. I am all for it. Maybe you don't love the antiquary roleplay. Maybe the floating thing around Luminary is annoying. Maybe the animations aren't your favorite. All fair criticisms. But when it comes to the elite skills themselves, I think we need to give credit where credit is due. They nailed it. Even the ones that aren't super flashy are still impactful, thematic and flexible. That is absolutely worth praising. And honestly, this makes me excited for the future. Because if this is the design philosophy moving forward, sign me up. I would love to see some of the older core elites get reworked in this direction. Some of them barely see play. Some are just outdated or don't feel impactful anymore. Imagine a world where Elementalist Tornado is actually fun to use, or where Warriors core elites feel meaningful in PvE specifically. Again, if the new elite specs are any indication, that future looks pretty bright. But what do you think? Do you agree that these new skills feel like some of the best designed in years? Do you see the same impact I'm seeing? Or do you think I'm giving them too much praise? Either way, let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I'd really love to hear your takes on this. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a like. If you want to see more content like this, don't forget to subscribe. And as always, I hope to see you all in the next one.